Welcome back to the Cinema Network. I am Chris.
I'm Matt.
I'm Honto.
And we are concluding our wildcard month with Honto's pick. Honto, tell everyone what you chose.
Three Ninjas Kick Back.
Now, we did Three Ninjas years ago.
Yeah, it's actually, I think, episode 8.
Is it really that early?
I think so. Yeah,
That's insane.
7 years ago.
I just reposted the episode in preparation for this.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of cursing. It's a cursing episode.
Oh, yeah. The first 20 are like cursing episodes.
And it's also the weird format where we did the movie and then we did Kids Take Charge, I think.
Oh, yeah,
is the
yeah.
theme.
Yeah.
What?
Kids Take Charge.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember we used to do themes for the second half?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Well,
like-
I can't remember what we talked about.
Probably Three Ninjas Kick Back.
Yeah.
And House Arrest.
Yeah, House Arrest.
I think we talked about house arrest a lot.
Yeah. That's one I'm surprised we haven't done here is House Arrest.
Well, it's crazy because one of the actors in House Arrest is actually in this movie.
In this new one?
In
Kickback?
In Kickback, Jamie Lee Curtis.
That's where... Okay.
We were making the joke that Colt looks like Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
In True Lies.
Yeah. Well, he mentions like, oh, it's Jamie Lee Curtis. And I just like busted out laughing. I was like, that's so right. Yeah.
All right. So we have all seen this growing up. I know
Yeah.
I have.
Dude, this is weird watching
this,
it.
I watched this a lot.
Okay, so it's probably been, when did this come out?
94.
94.
Yep.
So it's
I was 8.
how many years ago was that? Did the math
It's,
really quick.
Like 26,
28?
27,
28 years
yeah,
ago?
Yeah, yeah.
So that
or
like I haven't seen
18. Go back to school, Honto.
this. So I haven't seen this in 28 years, but there were so many
Oh yeah, I remember.
scenes in the movie where I was
yeah.
like, I remember this. I remember
Same.
this. I
Yeah,
remember
we
this.
must have watched this
there
a
was-
lot.
There was a lot. Yeah, there was like I think we were pointing out a bunch of stuff like.
But there's like 30 minutes in the middle of the movie where I'm like, I don't remember any of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe
Well-
it's because it gets real slow, like towards the middle. But in the beginning, like the first half hour, it's like, oh yeah, I remember all of this.
Oh
Well,
yeah,
what's
all the baseball stuff.
Well, it's crazy. Yeah, I was gonna say what's crazy is like an hour and like 25-minute movie, but like 40 of these minutes are playing baseball.
All right.
The big game.
Yeah, and they're trying their hardest to throw like ninja logic into it. They're like,
They barely-
you gotta like,
Dude, they barely do any ninja stuff in this baseball.
yeah,
scenes.
it's weird. It gets real muddled by the end of the movie where they're like, I don't understand what their grandpa's teaching them anymore, and
Well-
how this has anything to do with baseball.
Well,
Like,
dude, we made the joke in
Yeah.
the beginning. The grandfather's training with the kids, and they're like kicking the dummy in the crotch.
like,
uh-huh.
And so they get done. The grandpa like looks at him. He's like, "I've taught you all I know now."
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, kicking people in the nards.
That was
is
the last
that's
one.
the big lesson.
yeah, dick kicks are like the height of education.
That's how you end somebody's life. Is
You graduated.
just...
As we go. All right.
Vitamin C, Grandpa.
All right. Three Ninjas Kick Back from 1994. What do you think it has on Rotten Tomatoes? Honto, you know, right?
I
No,
do.
I actually remember.
Do you remember now?
I know.
forgot.
Because me and Honto watched this
I think
together.
I remember though.
I
And
know.
So, okay.
You say it first though.
I already
You
know.
already, us we all know.
Yeah, we all
24?
know.
Okay.
15.
Yeah, 15%.
It's 15. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, and what do you think the budget was for Three Ninjas Kick Back? Okay.
How'd
This
you
is
find?
weird.
How'd you find the budget for this?
Public domain. It's public knowledge.
No, because like I'm not gonna lie to you, like for realsies, I couldn't find like any trivia on this movie really. And if I did find trivia, it was just kind of like I was like, that's not good stuff.
Usually I'll just type in like,
But
Three
like it's just
Ninjas.
weird that like
I'll type in like box office budget and it'll like Google the first thing it'll be like the budget
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm not asking you how you work Google.
I think
I'm
you
more
were.
asking, like,
Kind of sounded like
I'm
it.
more like in the like the actual wonderment that like somebody typed up the budget
Yeah, I
for
see what you're
Three
saying.
Ninjas Kick Back on the internet at one point. Like they're like,
Hey, it's a movie. It goes in
I'm
the
sure you could
database.
type in Ice Cream Man budget and you can find the budget for that pretty easily.
but I feel like that's
For
got
how
like
much
a,
ice cream men.
but that's got
or
like,
like
a, that's
what the
got like
inflation is
a
for ice
cult
cream.
following,
Like
you
how much
know?
did it cost back in the 90s?
Oh,
It's
yeah,
got like
yeah.
there's an actual fan of Ice Cream Man that's like, oh yeah, I want to.
Aren't you about actual ice cream or the movie Ice
Yeah,
Cream
two
Man?
of them are in this room right now. Two
Yeah.
fans of the movie Ice Cream Man.
But that's what I mean. For Three Ninjas Kick Back, somebody was like, "Oh man, I got to find out what the budget is, and I'm going to correct it on Wikipedia." Like,
oh yeah, there's a moderator for everything.
isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It blows my mind. Go
All
ahead,
right,
Chris.
So the budget for Three Ninjas Kick Back, Honto,
I mean,
go.
they're going abroad here, so I think it's got to be a little bit big.
Okay, what you got?
Let's say like 18 million.
Okay, Matt,
15 million.
20 million.
Oh wow,
Honto, well done. And then for the box office figures, for some reason growing up, I always thought this was direct to video. It totally wasn't. This was a movie theater.
I actually remember
Yeah.
this was a movie theater.
So that's so odd to me. So I do not have any international numbers. I only have domestic.
Okay.
So how much did it make domestically, Matt?
15 million?
Okay.
No, hold on.
It cost 20 million to make. How much do you think it made?
I think it made 15.
Okay, Hanzo?
18.
This movie only made almost $12 million.
Almost
Oh,
12
wow.
million. Wow.
So I'm sure that video rentals were a hit with the kids.
Yeah.
Hence everyone in this room that apparently rented it all the time because yes.
I do have a little bit of trivia right off the bat. And
Yeah,
it's
what you
something
got?
that I didn't even realize.
This is the second one.
No, this is the third one.
Nah,
This is for sure the third one.
you're right.
In
This
93
is.
is Three Ninjas Knuckle Up. And I
Yes.
felt lied to.
You were totally right.
Really?
Knuckle Up is
Yeah.
the second one.
I always thought this the entire time, all these years.
Wait, is there something that has to do with like this one was made before
Nope.
that one?
Nope, this is 94 and then Knuckle Up is 93.
Yeah, you're at 100% right.
So I feel
That
like we
is-
almost have to pause the podcast so we can look into this deeper.
No,
So wait,
he's
you're
right
telling-
because I remembered when
so
this
wait, the
started.
Hulk
hold on.
Hogan one is the second
I
one?
That's the fourth one.
remember.
So when we
Knuckle Up.
when this started, I thought only one kid didn't return to play them.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, I guess they replaced two actors. And so I think Three Ninjas Knuckle Up has two of the returning actors.
no,
I'm
I think it has 3 of them.
So
I
you think
looked
all
this up.
3?
Yeah.
okay, I'll pull it up right now. So I got.
I looked it up because I was like, I think all 3 returned for Knuckle Up, and then only the one returned for Kickback.
Okay.
Which is called the Colt character.
Can we pause for a second and look this up?
Sure.
Let's pause.
Okay, no, it's really odd because okay, as I'm pulling this up, no, we're not pausing. Three Ninjas Knuckle Up. The trailer's from 1995.
That's crazy.
So if the trailer's from 1995, it has to be after that movie.
Now I can't remember what you just said about the theatrical trailer or whatever, but according to Wikipedia for Three Ninjas Knuckle Up, the film was shot in 92, so I guess it was after the first movie.
You got it.
The same year that the film was released, the first one, but it wasn't released until 95, so that's why I thought it was the third movie.
Yeah,
When
because it
it's-
came out after.
Yeah.
So technically, it is the third movie.
I guess so. Yeah.
If it came out, yeah.
I don't know.
All right,
I don't
that's
know.
so weird.
I don't
So
know
it was
why.
shot?
Yeah,
Kickback is the second movie. So
But
it was shot as the third movie.
technically, but year-wise, I was confused. I thought it was the second movie, which I guess is technically correct.
Okay, so just to like
Re-
rephrase it all, what like, in
release-
sequence of what comes out?
Release-wise, it was 1, and then Kickback,
Okay.
then Knuckle Up. But the way they shot it, I guess they shelved Knuckle Up for years. But it was
That is so
shot the
weird.
same year as the first movie.
Why?
I don't know.
That is so bizarre.
Because I was always confused why like the 3 kids were in the first movie,
Yeah.
and then like only Colt returned for Knuckle Up,
Okay.
and then the 3 returned back for.
So it is all three of them for the last.
it is. Yeah.
Wow, you just blew
It's
my
confusing.
mind.
It's
Oh,
kinda
wait,
confusing.
okay. You're saying all 3 of them are in
Yeah,
Knuckle
that's
Up.
why I was always confused. Like growing up, where it was like I always viewed Knuckle Up as the third one, which I guess it is released.
Are you for sure
yeah.
Knuckle Up? It is all three of them.
I
I could have
mean-
sworn I saw a picture earlier and Tum Tum was a different actor. At least when I thought I saw it. But that blows my mind. Yeah. Why that's so bizarre they would do that.
Yep, Michael Trainer, and then
Okay.
Max Elliott Slade.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't
And
think Tum
then-
Tum was in it, man. Too many jelly beans. He had no more teeth.
Yeah.
Chad Power plays the Tum Tum kid.
So it is a new Tum Tum in that one?
Let me see real
Because
quick.
we're doing our comparison. It's
Tum Tum in the first movie.
so it is all three of them.
It is all three of them.
That blows my mind.
Wow.
It is all 3 of them.
That sounds like a future podcast episode to me.
Yeah, I know. It's come martial arts.
What?
All right, take us through. Now that our minds are somewhat blown anymore, not somewhat blown. Hanto, take us through the cast and crew of Three Ninjas, whatever this one is.
Directed by Charles T. Kanganis. Kanganis.
Okay.
What a weird name. B-level movies, and then he directed a lot of According to Jim with Jim Belushi
Okay.
TV show. Starring Victor Wong as Grandpa. Previous episodes: Three Ninjas and Tremors, and then we've also seen him in The Golden Child with Eddie Murphy and Prince of Darkness. Then we have Sean Fox as Rocky.
Oh, wait. We covered Prince of Darkness?
No, I'm saying we did previous episodes: Three Ninjas and Tremors, and then he's also in The Golden
Big
Child.
Trouble in Little China, too.
Well, yeah, I think I named it for the last time. the last time we did.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah,
And
7
then,
years. 7
I
years
just
You're
ago.
watched-
referencing a 5-year-old podcast.
7 years
Don't
ago.
you remember?
Yeah.
I just reposted it. Check it out.
I just watched him in Year of the Dragon.
Oh, is he in that
Yeah,
movie?
the Michael Cimino. Cimino?
Semino, I think.
I always, like, I know it. I just don't know if I
That's
say
the
it right.
Mickey Rourke movie.
Yes.
Is that good?
I liked it. I liked it a
I
lot.
liked it. You
Yeah,
told me
I
the
think it
picture
had
on
like
voice.
a really cool like epic like story to it. I recommend it. I
Now,
recommend
tell me the plot of this movie.
it. Mickey Rourke is basically merciless on the Chinatown mafia,
Okay.
and like he's basically just going after him. He's trying to like dismantle him.
Oh,
And
he's
that's like
he's
his motivate. That's it. And
Okay.
he's like an ex-Vietnam soldier.
he's like
and
he's had enough, basically.
Yeah, and he's just going after him.
Interesting.
And a lot of stuff happens in it. It's just kind of like surprise stuff where you're like, holy shit.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a very interesting watch. I enjoyed it.
Nice. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
Sean Fox as Rocky. The only movie I noticed him from was Calendar Girl. It was like that era of movie when the Beverly Hills 90210 cast was spinning off into movie territory.
Okay. I remember this movie.
This is a Jason Priestley movie from the 90s.
Yes.
And around that same time, it was I think Luke Perry with not 8.5, 9 seconds. That
Okay.
bull riding movie
Yeah.
he was in.
See, it's weird. Like Calendar is a Calendar Girl.
Yeah, Calendar
Like
Girl.
I think they used to be on TV all the time.
It
There's
feels
like movies that I don't remember anything about.
Mhm.
They used to play on like Comedy Central or something
Yeah.
like that. So that was like one of them. There was one where Judge Reinhold kills. The whole movie is like him as a sheriff,
Okay.
and they kill somebody, and they're like trying to hide the body, and the whole movie is about Judge Reinhold trying to hide this body. It used to play on Comedy Central all the time. Does this
Huh.
sound familiar to you guys
Really?
at all?
No.
Yeah,
No.
It's had 2 different titles, so I can't remember either
Oh.
one.
Well,
of
hell,
the
there's that
titles.
movie on Comedy Central we talked about several times on here that we did not know the name of. And it was Girlfriend from Hell,
Yeah,
I think the movie was.
Yeah, Honto found it for us.
Honto finally found it for us.
What is that about?
it was the devil's on Earth, and then God comes down as like a detective to find the
Oh.
devil.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like it's just a weird movie that popped up on Comedy Central
He
late
used to
at night
play,
all-
and
all
it
the
starred
time.
the guy from Twin Peaks.
Yeah, Twin Peaks.
The guy that's also in
Oh.
Waxwork.
the Bobby character?
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
Okay. That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
now.
So sorry, random tangent. Please continue.
Max Elliott Slade as Colt. Previous episode. I mean, he's in all the 3 Ninja movies. He's the
Okay.
only guy that there's. I don't know if he's in the Hulk Hogan one, but
Okay.
this kid was also in Parenthood, the movie, and the TV show.
Oh, nice.
He's also in Apollo 13.
Okay.
Then we have J. Evan Bonifant as Tum Tum. I only recognize him in an episode of Buffy, the Vampire Slayer,
Okay.
which I actually was rewatching last year. So I was like, oh yeah, he's actually in
Oh,
this
nice.
episode. When
Okay.
I like looked him up and
What
stuff.
episode was it?
It's the body. It's the infamous episode with the mom, with the
Yes, I do.
Buffy's mom.
Yep.
What about Buffy's mom?
She dies, like
Oh, okay.
the body or
I
whatever.
like how you try to like hide that from
yeah,
spoilers.
this
and-
25-year. I don't want to spoil
Well,
it.
this one's going to it for the first time, and then now the show's
Too late.
ruined.
I guess don't listen to the show.
No, cool.
Give us a thumbs down.
Put a spoiler alert at the beginning of this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell us we ruined it for you in the comments. Go ahead and throw a negative comment in there.
So I'm just gonna kind of blow through the rest because they're all kind of just minor
Sure.
characters, whatever. Caroline Junko King as Mio. It's the girl they meet up in
Okay.
Japan. Dustin Nguyen as Glam. He's like the new trio. He's like the leader of the trio that's hunting them down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is he from anything?
I didn't.
He
s-
looks familiar.
He looked familiar, but I didn't really notice him from anything.
Did you
Okay.
guys catch the song he's singing to himself when he's in the woods?
Yeah, I was actually laughing, but I don't. I
Yeah,
don't
so
know.
like when they like he's by himself for some reason while they're robbing and he just starts singing, and the song is like my fish, have you seen my fish? Like it's something like something goofy.
It's
Well, speaking
We'll
of
talk
that,
about that
Speaking
scene.
of
That
that,
scene's-
when I pulled up IMDb, he's best known for a movie called Little Fish.
Oh,
So what? Wow,
he's singing the
what
theme
a
song
world.
to What a World.
Yeah, the only thing I recognize him from in this, his like top IMDb credits, is a show called Warrior, which is on, I think like Cinemax
Okay.
last year. I think it's like a Bruce Lee-esque kung fu martial arts TV show.
Gotcha.
Continuing on, we have Alan McRae as the dad. Him and the mom also appear in 3 Ninjas, so they're reprising their roles again.
Okay.
But he's actually in this movie called The Slayer, which is a movie I always see. I think it's an Arrow
Okay.
title. It's either an Arrow or a like Shout Factory.
Okay.
It's called The Slayer, and it has like a weird cover to it. And it's like a horror movie from the 80s. And it always looked like something worth checking out, but I'm not sure.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think
I
I've
thought you
heard
guys
of
I thought you guys would know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
it. You sounded like you were gonna go.
Yeah, I would like to
don't
say yeah, I know what you're talking about,
Yeah.
but like
I'm
it's-
sure if you like
it sounds generic.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
where it's like generic enough for be like, yeah, I've probably seen that title on a movie, and then
Yeah.
like people are really excited when it comes out. Like, oh yeah, like
The Slayer.
yeah, it's yeah. Go ahead.
But then you got the mom, Margarita Franco. The only thing on her list that we've talked about in the past is Amityville 1992. It's About Time. I
I
think
love
the-
that title.
I think
It's so bad.
yeah, I figure it's like I was actually like thinking about it. I was like, is it literally just about time?
Yeah,
Like-
isn't it about time travel?
Yeah, but it's
Like,
clever.
it's not like it's
No,
like,
it's about
time.
it's about clocks.
Yeah.
Like clocks are kind of like the main like focal point in the movie, and just the fact that
It's
it's
just
called like
very just straightforward.
it's like they're telling you like it's about time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's also like the new one's out. It's about time.
That's what I
You know
mean, yeah,
and,
it's
like,
like
and
a
then the
double-
sequel's like, it's about ghosts.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh wow, they're really just not even trying.
oh man, this
Because
is
I mean, I feel like that's a good way to subtitle your like sequels, you know? Because
Yeah.
you do like Rambo, First Blood. Okay, it's like him getting First Blood. But when you call like Rambo 2, you'd be like, it's the jungle one,
that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Or-
Fast Five, the one with the bank vaults.
or like Rambo 3, he works with the Taliban.
Yeah, or Fast and Furious, where it's like Fast and Furious 6. This is where we jump the shark.
Yeah.
Like,
The 42-mile plane track, like
Yeah.
the plane the landing strip or whatever.
Fast and Furious 7. This isn't about stealing DVD players.
that's the first one. Refer to the first one.
These titles are horrible.
Everyone else is just whatever.
Oh no, one we talked about.
Don
Donna's dad.
So Don Stark is the umpire. It's Donna's dad from
That 70s show,
70s
right?
The umpire. Yeah.
Yeah, this is the only. I'm sorry, but this is the only cast member I looked up because I was like, I didn't know if you guys were. I didn't know if you
Yeah.
were going to cover
Yeah,
context. So I was
yeah.
like, this isn't a main cast member,
Dude,
and I know I've seen him in something.
I
and-
thought he was
literally-
Babe Ruth
I-
from
it's
Sandlot.
not. That's
Yeah.
what's his name? It is
Doesn't he
Art-
look like
Art-
Babe Ruth? Remember when he's in
Yes,
the closet?
Yes, that's what I was thinking too. It's a
Art-
cigar.
Art LaFleur is
Yeah.
I think the guy from
Mm.
Sandlot.
Oh, and I just watched Don Stark in
just saw
Evil
him-
Speak.
Oh,
with,
okay.
with Clint Howard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's weird because I just watched Clint Howard in
I
Rock
just-
and Roll High School.
And I just watched him with you guys in Ice Cream Man.
That's a lot of Clint Howard movies.
That is a lot.
Sounds like we need to do a month about him.
All right, let's go ahead and get this movie started because
Couple other people.
yeah.
Can we, other than the umpire, like you've got to
Well,
go.
no, this is surprising. Kellye Nakahara. She's the nurse that like torments Grandpa throughout the movie.
Yes. What is she from?
She's the maid in Clue.
No
Or,
shit.
I guess the chef or the maid or whatever.
No, she's not the maid because the
she,
maid's.
she has the knife in her back and
Colleen
she's
Camp.
like, yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
remember. It's been a while.
So yeah, she's in that movie, and then Sab Shimono as the main villain, I guess, Koga.
Yes.
He's actually in a lot of stuff.
He is.
Waterworld, Gung Ho, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, The Shadow. He's the scientist.
That's
Okay.
what yeah.
And then this was surprising. He actually does the voice of the Archer character in Conan the Barbarian.
Really?
Yes.
He does the voice of the
Yes.
Archer?
Yep.
That's weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
really weird.
So that guy was dubbed when I was looking up clips. It's like, oh yeah, that guy's clearly dubbed right now.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, now that you say that, I guess he is.
yep. And now that's all I have.
All right.
Continue.
The end.
All right. So there's a lot going on in this movie. So
God, oh my
so we're gonna
God.
go in chunks. So the first 10 minutes of this movie is them training in the woods with their grandpa. I looked at Honto and I was like, is this the first one?
I was very confused. I was like, I think this is the first.
It
movie.
looks exactly like the first one. Like Per-
Yeah,
every
I kept
shot.
trying to find this for free to watch online, and the mix-up between the opening of this movie and then people listing it wrong on YouTube was like really quite the
Yeah.
debacle on my end last
because they
night.
kept labeling it as kick. It was like this is the sequel, and they had it listed as Knuckle Up,
Yes.
and so it's very confusing.
and it starts off in the woods, and I'm like, I'm sure this is the first one, and then it would turn out to be the first one. So there might have been a few actual videos I skipped over because I thought it was the first one, and it was the second.
that's
one.
awesome. I'm so glad you
Okay.
thought
Yeah,
that.
it was
Okay.
frustrating last night.
So basically, Grandpa, they set the plot to this pretty quick.
Oh yeah,
Is that Grandpa needs to go take this like special dagger?
it's like ceremonial dagger. He needs
Yes.
to present it to like the champion of like a martial arts tournament.
Yes, and so he has to take this overseas, and he invites the boys to come along, but they want to stay and play baseball.
My God, that is the plot.
Oh, it's for sure the plot.
Sorry, you just said all that, and then I realized I was like, yeah, what the hell does the dagger have to do with treasure? Like, that's so random that by the end of the movie, they're like, oh yeah, it's a key to actually open up treasure.
Well, I think like because
now because I'm like, yeah, it was for the competition, so they just keep handing this dagger off at this competition, not knowing it's a key.
apparently.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that what we're getting? Or
that's a good way of putting it, actually.
And
Yeah.
the reason why the main villain exists because I think Grandpa won this tournament back in the day, and then the main bad guy was fighting with him over the dagger, and then he gets like a little cat scratch on the side of his face, and he's like holding a 70-year grudge against Grandpa. So that's kind of like the
holds
whole...
a MacGruber grudge.
Yeah. Ceremonial dagger, ceremonial dagger, ceremonial dagger.
So we got all these like different things going on because our main villain sends 3 guys to go after the dagger, and it's basically like, okay, remember in the movie Multiplicity where they say, like with Michael Keaton's character, like they copy him, and then they copy that copy, and they copy that copy, and like the more you copy something, it gets weaker.
Yeah,
it's like 4 carbon copies of the 3 guys from the first one.
movie, exactly.
But they're not like believably stupid. Like the 3 villains in the first one, like they're not all there, but like it's believable.
Yeah.
Like this one, there were so many like
the guy with the afro was like it was like the dumb Michael Keaton from Multiplicity. Is like,
he's like, what comes after 2? And like when they're gonna knock down the door, they're like 1, 2. He's like, what comes after 2? And I'm like, this is not. I'm not buying.
I'm not
buying. That.
I was sitting on the couch. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe we're watching this fucking movie.
Dude, Hunter laughed at it all, man.
I was laughing because it's so stupid. I was more laughing because I was like, oh wow, Matt had made a thing where our announcer was like, we got to watch this together.
Yeah,
we were watching this together. And he wasn't here with us watching this movie. So
no.
I was just thinking of the entire time of like how he is reacting.
Watching it by himself.
Oh, there's one part where I almost texted you guys and I had to watch it by myself this afternoon.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh man, I just want to hear what their reaction was on this scene.
Dude, we geeked out.
We'll get
a lot.
to it.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't buy this guy's like this dumb ability that he has. Like he's like too stupid. And it's not funny because it is. It's like,
but it's
with
like
him, like what comes after 2, and it's like,
but it's like they're supposed to be like, it's almost like they're a parody of Three Stooges when Three Stooges itself is like a parody.
This whole scene, honestly, when they like jump in and they start like when they're originally trying, we're talking about the scene where they're trying to steal the dagger.
Yeah, sure, yeah. Like the beginning part or whatever.
It's like a lot of the jokes don't play out right. It's like it's filmed the wrong way. Like where you're not seeing people slip on things.
There was one
There's
thing.
one part,
I made Han to rewind because the main like of the 3
Glam.
Yeah, he like walks to the room and he's like, whoa, and he starts slipping on something, but it's shot really weird, like, and it's edited
he's already reacting, and then like it's like a delayed like,
and like his feet haven't started like slipping yet. Like it's really weird editing.
Yeah, but it is. It's like it's kind of a mess whether it's editing or the way it's shot, or it's like they don't have a stunt double to pull off these scenes,
or people realize that they were in Three Ninjas Kick Back.
Yeah, and it's like I'm not buying it. Like I get what they're going with, and it's very cartoony.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't reach the level of like parody that it should, because
but
it's just
like
not
first movie's kind of like
made.
At least the first movie is kind of like a response to like Home Alone, where it's like kids fight back. It's
yes.
Like, it's like Home Alone, but they know karate, you know? This is like just 3 kids and it's a stupid movie.
Yeah. Like even when like, okay, so they all know karate, right? Even when they have like the baseball battle scene,
oh yeah,
they should be like basically like
doing what the girl does.
Everyone's ass on this baseball field.
But I think they're like told by Grandpa not to like use their kung fu.
What the hell's the point of it then? Like, come on.
Cool. The message was missed on Matt.
Yeah, I just don't get it. It's like you're supposed to learn how to fight, but not fight. Like, don't fight. Like,
It's like the
don't react.
It's
every
like,
time they come up with something like they're like, hey, this guy's gonna kick your ass. You're like, well, don't react to him. Just walk away.
Well, I think it's like,
well, what about fighting him?
I think it's kind of like Enter the Dragon, where they're supposed to apply their kung fu. It's like the art of fighting without fighting. And so they're supposed to like, like in Enter the Dragon, he sends that guy off on the boat,
Yeah.
if you recall.
He's like, that island. He's like, we'll go out to that island and fight. Yeah.
Exactly. But like in this movie, they're just supposed to like give some kid beans or throw some jelly beans on the ground instead of using their martial arts.
Yeah.
I just don't
Waste all of Grandpa's Crisco to grease the ground.
Dude, yeah, they make a mess out of his, because Grandpa calls the airlines, right? During the scene.
Okay, this is my favorite scene of it. I pointed this out to Honto.
You're laughing
So
hard.
Grandpa is on the phone and he's like, kids, I need to know. He's like, are you going to Japan with me or not? And I'm like, why is he calling and asking him now? Why would you wait until you're on the phone and be like, I need to know, hurry.
He's like, kids, I'm waiting for an answer now.
Yeah. What do you want on your pizza? Like, why don't you figure that out before the phone call?
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's such an awkward. So the three guys don't get the dagger. They get punished by their boss, who punishes
horrible.
them by exercise.
Terrible punishment.
Treadmill. He makes them run really fast on a treadmill later on. He throws them in a pool. They have to
But
swim.
once again, it's like not funny. It's like, even if I was a kid, I was watching this, I'm like, you're not like pushing it to that. It needs to be at that like Spy Hard level where like he's running really fast and there's like smoke coming off the treadmill.
It's like,
and like he has no shoes on anymore. And it's like, that kind of goofy.
Or
But
it's like he
good.
turns into like a skeleton, like in Batman '89.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
But it just doesn't go there. And it's like they get thrown in the pool at one point and it's kind of like, all right.
It's like punish them again. And it's like, oh God, are they going to like make them, use a dagger to cut their fingers off or something? It's like, nope, throw them in the pool.
Like, it's not funny to a kid. And I think it's because they're making it and they're like, well, kids think everything's funny. We'll just do this, right?
But it's not funny.
But there's a scene that's so funny in this movie that it made me even geek out as an adult. And
I know
like,
it is.
Now this one's a good one.
I'm going to set it up right now. So they all three have been playing the baseball team. And this baseball game is so bizarre because so much is going on. I'm just going to just about all the random parts that go on.
It's like a story in itself, like this whole baseball scene.
It is. It really is. It's just like a total subplot. And we got this kid who farts. And as he runs around like the bases, he's constantly farts.
He's like anti-Tum Tum, basically. He's like the bad version.
The Bizarro.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
The Bizarro version.
Let's set him up. He loads a scene up by eating a can of beans before he gets up there, and he swings twice and misses.
But every time
he's
swinging, he's like, oh.
No, it's not coming out yet.
Oh, it's not.
It's not coming out yet.
Okay.
And then by the third one, he finally hits it, and it's a home run, and then it just all gets released from his body. So
that's right.
Every footstep he has, every footfall he has towards the base,
because he's
like
a
fart noise, and people just are passing out.
Because he's like cheering, isn't he? Like cheering as he's running.
And this made me legitimate geek out as an adult. Like it's very rare when I laugh by myself. And I was by myself laughing pretty hard.
Yeah, I wish as we watched it, we wish we were with you.
It's just like it's just like that scene in Spookies with the farting,
dude.
It was like, I guess just throw farts in and you'll make adults laugh.
Yep, dude. Right, and this is the funniest scene in the movie, and this is where all the funny stuff needs to be. Like it needs to be at that level.
Then there's it changes like tone really quick.
It gets really intense
because like they put dirt in one of the kids' helmets.
It's cold, I think.
And as he puts his helmet on, dirt goes everywhere and everybody's laughing. And then it instantly cuts. The pitcher throws it, and in slow motion, like Colt takes like a ball to the head. It gets like it's weird.
There's basically several moments where I kept calling it it's the $1 million baby moment of Three Ninjas.
Really? That's what he's move the stool.
The traumatic, it's a traumatic injury for this kid.
And then there's one like. Not to cut to the very end of the movie, but one of the players gets taken out of the game because he gets basically like ball checked.
Does he?
With the glove. You know what I'm talking about?
Vaguely,
like they punch him in the like one of the other players punches him in the stomach with like the glove and the ball.
Oh, okay.
And then he's like out of the game.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say that reminds me for some reason of Tum Tum like goes to catch the ball in the air and instead he catches a wiener.
Yeah,
like it's a really weird.
Who hasn't done this?
What a disgusting child this kid is.
Yeah.
What now that I remember people calling me Tum Tum as a kid. What an insult.
Yeah, it wasn't a compliment.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, when you were like flipping that wiener around your fingers, like school,
like Boris and Goldeneye. Pressing the
That's so gross. Hey, Tum Tum.
Honto is the Gavin Rossdale from Constantine with the coin.
Yeah, the coin. Ooh, Constantine wiener.
A slow
flipping.
wiener rolling down his fingers.
How old is that hot dog?
That's so nasty.
It's disgusting. He's been carrying his hot dog around all school year.
Hot dog boy.
So I feel like the first 40 minutes of this movie actually move pretty rapidly. It's got a really good pacing because Grandpa goes to Japan. He gets in an accident. The kids find out that they had the dagger the entire time due to a bag switch.
It was the typical Home Alone, wrong
Yes,
bag
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
And we had a couple good scenes right here because the kids call the airline so they can get tickets to Japan.
It's so easy.
And
to
the lady
book a
is like,
flight.
"Are you sure you want to confirm?" And they're like, "Yep." And like, "All right, well, we're charging $11,000 to your credit card for 3 tickets
"Oh
to
my
Japan."
god, yeah,
Which
What?
is insane.
In 1995 money?
Yeah, so
94,
even for inflation, it's probably like $30,000 to go to Japan.
But it is insane, like how much they're clearly ripping off Home Alone in these movies.
Yeah.
I mean, to the point where it's like kids.
Yeah, I don't
And,
think
like,
we
they're
really
rubber.
talked about that when we covered the first
I
one,
think
did
we
we?
vaguely covered it. I think we
Yeah.
like barely, just because it's like they fight back now.
I never I feel stupid for not connecting those two until I just now watch this
This
one.
one
and I was like,
feels
oh, man.
more than the first one. This
Yeah.
one, yeah.
But I mean, straight up to the point where they're like, they call this airline and they're just using a regular tape recorder to play back a voice
Yeah.
to order a ticket.
Yes.
You're like, oh, cool. They couldn't afford
Wow.
their own version of the talk voice, so they just use a
yeah.
regular tape recorder to
Yeah.
play this voice. or
No
whatever.
shit. I didn't think about that, but yeah, that's the same thing.
But I will say, this is I told Honto if I was ever going to cut a trailer for this movie, this is what I would do. So this next scene, they call a cab driver to come pick him up. And what I would do is I would only use this scene as the trailer for the movie. Because they get into the cab and they are like, "How fast can you get us to the airport?" And it's like all sped up and the cab driver keeps looking back. And it's like borderline racist.
Oh,
because,
it's like, I felt like it was very racist.
yeah, because they're playing like, because they're like playing like the stereotypical like Indian type sounding music.
Yeah.
To and the guy's like gunning it and he's looking back at the kids and he's like laughing and they're going real fast. It is the weirdest scene in this whole movie.
There are several times when I was watching this movie, I was like, I feel like I'm high right now. I
Yeah.
have no idea what like I was like in
Bizarre.
a different world, like watching this movie.
Well, there's a lot of montages.
Yeah, I think that might have been what's going on.
There's a lot of montages in the movie where I would just get kind of lost in like Ghostbuster like montages where
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
like these scenes you could tell got chopped down and
Oh,
like things were
yeah.
happening and you're like, okay.
When are we gonna get the director's cut of this movie?
I know,
You
the
wanna-
box
I
set.
want to see the true version of,
Yeah, can you imagine having to figure out which one goes first between this and was it
In your
is it
box set?
Is it
So
Knuckles
confusing.
Deep?
Knuckle up.
Knuckles Deep.
3 inches Knuckles Deep. And they gotta figure out which one comes first. And they're like,
Knuckles Deep. The Knuckles Deep.
Speaking
box
of,
set.
I was gonna bring this up at some point. What have you guys seen the fourth one?
I have.
Yeah, starring
High Noon at Mega Mountain.
starring
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan and Jim Varney.
Yeah.
That's insane. What a
I
cast.
think Jim Varney's the main bad guy.
is he really?
Yeah, Jim Varney's the main bad guy in
Ernest?
Hulk Hogan is like a mascot. Yeah. Hulk Hogan's like a mascot at the theme park or something, but he's like assisting the Three Ninjas. And-
Wait, that's the fourth one?
Yeah.
That's the one that's on HBO.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
Matt's saying that because he wants to watch it really quick.
No,
so.
I'm good. What's the third one?
They go up against a toxic pollution like magnet or whatever.
3 Ninjas Fight Global Warming.
Yeah, I think it's exactly that.
Really?
I think probably because Captain Planet was so popular back then, so they're doing like the environmental, like the Three Ninjas fight, environmentalists or whatever.
Okay.
Or like the
Which one's that one called?
Oh, it's called Three Ninjas Biodome.
Knuckle Deep. If Three Ninjas Knuckle Up is the third one.
Okay, and then the fourth one's called
High Noon at Mega Mountain.
Wow, what a title.
I know. It stuck with me all these years.
Yeah.
I didn't even need to look at the computer. I'm just telling you. It's
Actually,
that.
I kind of like that title. I'm not gonna lie. It's
Like
kind
Hulk
of a cool
Hogan
title.
though, man. Like
Yeah. So
how'd they do that?
this is where the movie kind of falls off a little bit for me once they get to Japan.
Yeah.
Because like I said, the pacing is really good. Like the first 40 minutes actually fly by. It's
They
actually
really just leave it up to they don't I feel like they don't trust that the kids can do any sort of acting with other Japanese actors or have scenes with Japanese people.
yeah.
They just clearly do like montages this entire trip to
It
Japan.
really
pretty
is,
much,
yeah.
for the most
Except for the one non-montage scene is when they see Grandpa in the hospital, and his nurse that he has is really mean to him.
She doesn't like
And the nurse is like, he asked the nurse if she can take the kids somewhere, and she's like, yeah, of course. She's like, I'm off my shift anyway, and he's like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, thank God.
And then she's like, and blah blah blah's on shift now, and it's like 9 foot.
It's like the It Follows tall person in the hallway. Thum, thum, thum.
And then like Grandpa's hair's all messed up, and it's like,
But
dude,
this is honestly,
I geeked at
yeah,
this.
this is like cartoony stuff that I
it
feel like
is.
the rest of the movie needs to be at.
I totally
Like,
agree.
it's that
You
level.
were
Fully-
100% right.
Like, if they fully embraced the cartoony, it probably would have been a better movie.
Yeah.
Yes, and that
They would have known what but they just tried to do it too plain or too like straightforward, without just kids kicking butt.
Yeah, and but this scene, I mean, Matt had a good point. Like, this scene is a good model for the way it should have been.
And man,
Yeah.
barely any boings or like slide whistles.
Dude, that's all
Where's
Hanzo
the
talks about.
boings?
Yeah, I came here for the boings and the slide
I
whistles.
came here for the boings and no.
Where are they?
I'm sorry.
As it says on the poster, it says a lot of and a lot of
Siskel and Ebert, 2 thumbs up.
So the rest of the movie is fine, but like I said, it's kind of like them training. They make a new friend who wants to be really good at baseball.
Yeah, I watched
So-
it this afternoon and I can't remember quite what happened. There's
Dude,
like that's what I mean. There's
dude,
like 40 minutes of this movie where I'm like, I can't remember really what
We just
happened.
watched this 2 days ago, and I put it on like a little bit before you guys came over here. I was like, I don't even remember any of these scenes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at one point there's a competition. There's a fighting
Yeah, so
competition that they go
That's
to.
how they meet her. Yeah.
Yeah, they meet her.
Colt basically enters himself in as like the blue ninja.
And it kind of comes out of nowhere. Like I literally blinked and I was like, "What's going on?" I was like,
Well,
"Why?"
no, he enters into the fighting competition and he's in the final
the
final fight.
Yeah,
Like that's how he gets in. He's
Yeah.
like number 16
But
or
if-
whatever.
of
And somehow he
course.
steals this guy's clothes and gets into the very, very last fight.
And it
to
happens
fight her off
very
and then-
quick. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
and she wins.
but
and,
but of course, like because girls can't be martial artists or whatever.
yeah, like 10 times you hear like, "It's a girl."
Well, the kids are like, man, that guy's good. Like
Yeah.
he's really good.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh my god, it's a girl.
girl.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just
Yeah.
like, oh,
Well, they
come
do it at the
on.
baseball game later on, like because when she
the
catches
boys?
she catches like the ball or like she wins the game or something like, and it's caught by a girl.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
like so it happens quite a few times.
And we got to talk about this too. So she is the ultimate fighting champion, but she can't catch a baseball.
Yeah,
Like
it makes sense.
Once again, I'm like, I'm not saying that
girls can be only good at one thing.
yeah, I'm not saying like these two things are like
hand in hand.
hand in
Yeah,
hand. But man, like if you're this physically able to knock out
Yeah.
all of these people, but you can't catch a baseball, like that feels a little off.
Yeah.
Like,
I
No,
agree.
absolutely.
Yes.
like give me like something else where it's like, yeah, I can fight, but like I'm really bad at history.
Yeah, no, it's like,
I'm really bad at like learning good at school. Like
yeah.
like give me that. Like that's two different.
Like 2 different aspects.
Well,
of
two
and
different
martial
complete
arts
elements.
is very eye-hands coordination.
yeah,
and you would think, I don't know.
it's
I
just
have no
weird.
idea.
that you'd be
I think it's
oh, yeah,
very
if you can
possible.
catch a punch, if like you're
Yes,
blocking,
yes.
then you can catch a ball.
Is this
Yes.
dodgeball rules? If you
Yeah.
can dodge a
You're
wrench,
in a lot of trouble. What's that? The Billy Madison.
So yeah, it's literally like 30 minutes of montage scenes.
Yeah,
She's learning baseball. They're learning martial arts.
and it's like Tum Tum's a sumo wrestler,
Yeah, which I did laugh at some of that stuff.
and
Yeah.
And then like you could literally say, yeah, they're like training, and then they're at the cave at the end because that's pretty much
it really is. Yeah,
yeah.
I think they get kidnapped eventually by the goons.
They go to the YMCA.
Yeah, they go to the YMCA. It's basically a carbon copy of them being trapped in that ship at the end of the first movie.
yeah.
And it's them fighting their way out, and
And
then
a ship.
they in the end of the first movie they get like what's his name?
Yeah, do you remember?
Slade
This
or
is
whatever.
the part where
Ship in the
me
first
and
one?
Hanto fell asleep on top of each other at this part.
Yeah,
I remember.
It was very memorable, and that's how I remember that
we
scene.
ate Little Caesars pizza, drank
Yeah.
a lot of PBR.
Yeah.
Me and Hanto took a nap together, and you watched the end of the movie.
I
and
do
yelled at
not
us.
remember.
You yelled at us for not being awake.
I was
during
so
the
upset.
movie.
I looked over. I was like, "Wasn't that good?" And you guys are.
Great movie. 4 out of 4
I
stars.
do not remember a ship.
No, I think the bad guy, his name is like Slade or whatever. he captures the kids and takes them to like some cargo ship.
Ooh, I did not
Yeah,
remember
they
this.
fight remember Grandpa fights him at the end. That's
Slade,
how it ends.
yeah, he gives the guy jelly beans and he's like an allergic reaction. He's like, oh,
You're such a liar. That is not what happened.
allergic to sugar.
Yeah, it's like the end of Total Recall. And he's like, like, his eyes are bugging out, and like, somebody get his EpiPen.
All right, now I remember this movie.
Yeah, it's a really
but it's a
weird
carbon
ending.
copy because it's
Okay.
like them kidnapped, they escape or whatever, and then it's like them going through the goons. And then, if you recall, they fight a big guy at the end of in the first movie.
Yes,
and then it's like the dummy or whatever.
Yeah.
As they're punching him.
Yes.
And in this movie, they're fighting two big guys on the rooftop. So
How
it's
do you-
it's literally the same goddamn movie.
I remember because every building has a hang glider on top of it.
Oh, exactly.
That's
Yeah.
what it was.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, your work doesn't have this?
I remember
No.
we were watching this movie. We were like, why would they put a hang glider? Like
They're everywhere
Why
in
would they
these
carry
buildings.
it up the stairs or whatever? And like,
How do you guys feel about, like, I was kind of back and forth on this where I'm like, okay, is this inappropriate or not? But like when they make fun of her
accent.
Well, it's like her accent or the way she says certain English.
Because they do
words.
the same thing with Data and Goonies, and this is basically a Goonies at the end with the
Yeah.
the treasure, and it's
I
like,
thought they were gonna say you can come live with us now.
oh no.
And the mom's like, no.
No.
They do it several times
They're-
where they like
yeah.
she messes up on a word. Like,
'Cause
I
they
don't
call,
think
like-
they're not making fun of her accent. They're making fun of the way she's pronouncing.
I
the
think
word,
it's just
right?
pronouncing the
Okay,
words.
so he's like,
Because
she's
she's
pronouncing
pronouncing
the
them differently, and then like, you meant this, right? And she's like, yeah, and then it repeats the same word. or
It is
whatever.
weird how these movies are like, oh man, this is gonna sound very politically correct of me, but it's like the movies are like they're all about like Japanese culture, but
Yeah.
nobody in the movie except for Grandpa is Japanese.
Yeah, which is always
You know
kind of
what I mean?
confusing to me.
Like that, which means that like their mom's supposed to be mixed,
Yeah.
but I don't think she is, right?
I mean,
I don't
she doesn't
know.
really- yeah, I don't know. Like,
Because it's her dad.
yeah, it is the
James
dad.
Wong is her dad.
Yep.
Yeah.
But like the kids are like
Maybe
you know,
maybe it's an adoption thing or whatever.
oh,
Maybe that's what it is.
okay.
But yeah, not to like judge a book by its cover, but the kids don't really look like
Japanese.
yeah.
Yeah, no, there's like not even like a hint of them looking like
So I was just took it as like an adoption or like maybe
Okay.
the mom was adopted or something like that.
yeah, because this is something I always wondered when I was a kid too. When I was like, oh man, like,
totally, yeah.
yeah, and they never bring it up, and I don't think in any of the movies. I mean, I don't think so.
I don't think so. They just say this is my dad. You know,
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
this is grandpa.
This is Grandpa, and then
Yeah.
this is Mom, and it's like
You guys are really dissecting Three Ninjas. I feel like this is
well,
like
no, because it's like it feels like it's like okay, it's Hollywood doing that thing where they're like, we want to take
like whitewashing, basically.
Yes, they're whitewashing. We want to take the culture and the knowledge from the culture, but we don't want anybody in the movie. Like, we don't want 3 Japanese kids in the movie. We want
right.
3 Caucasian kids because it'll sell more tickets or whatever. You know what I mean? That's like a typical
Okay,
Hollywood
yeah.
thing.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And
No,
that's,
I see what you're saying by
that's
that
what I'm
point.
saying.
Yeah, yeah, totally.
Yeah, okay. No, that's a valid point. I'll give you that. So yeah, like honestly, like not to wrap up this like last like 15, 20 minutes of this movie, but they get kidnapped, they go inside the cave, they use the dagger as a
Yeah.
key, walls of gold, and then the main villain's kind of like, you know what, I'm sorry. He's like, I don't want to fight anymore.
Yeah, are you kidding me? You just saw a wall of gold. Like, why isn't
Well-
everybody like saying like, "Hey, we should really like we could split this and be
Yeah.
It's funny
be
because
set
it's
for
like
life.
it's funny because this is exactly a carbon copy of Goonies, where it's like One-Eyed Willie sitting at the table, or it's like they
Yeah,
get to the,
yeah.
the ship and they're like, "Where's the gold?" No, Mikey
Yeah.
or whatever, and then they figure it out. It's behind the wall, or whatever.
Yeah.
Also, you know where the gold is, so it's like I feel like I'd be like, if I can
You said,
afford all
you said
an
explosives to
yeah, if I can
bring-
afford an army
Yeah.
at the YMCA, I can afford to like dig a giant
Oh
hole
yeah,
right here.
so they're fighting all these ninjas in the cave. Are they just locked in this cave forever?
Dude, that's what I was.
Oh, yeah, I guess
So
they
many
are.
people are
Yeah.
dead.
There's
at this
so many
point.
people that are stuck in this cave now, and it's just because like I think it's what 6 of them get out,
Yeah, it's just the bad guy, the grandpa,
and then the 4
Neo,
kids.
and then the kids. So
Yeah.
there's 6 of them.
Yeah, and everyone else they fought in there is stuck behind that door, and they throw the key in really quick, so it's
Yeah.
like they can't. There's like no way
That's
of
so-
opening.
And so
super
yeah,
dark.
and then the bad guy's like survival of the fittest, and drops that sword
Yeah,
as the door's closing. So like only one will be able to feed off the flesh. Of,
yeah. Good luck eating
the-
human meat.
yeah. It's gonna be a real Donner Party situation.
And sometimes like, here's jelly beans.
Yeah, and here's exactly.
Here's dessert.
Yeah.
Losers.
Here's some ding dongs and some jelly beans.
Hey, at least they got to die rich.
Oh yeah, that's
true.
great.
Yeah, man. That's
a positive.
That's the moral of the story. That's how it ends.
Yeah.
So they
But
get out.
there's a weird
Okay.
shot in this scene where the main bad guy has grandpa and the kids like up at gunpoint.
Okay.
And it's like that weird like shot of the gun barrel, like
Oh
the James Bond barrel
it's
shot.
very weird.
Yeah.
And then it's like the Colt like throws the. It's like a very video game.
Yeah, he's like, it's like imagine the barrel's bigger than it is, and like.
Do they do a lesson like that at some point in the movie?
They talk about it like I don't remember it, but they talk like you're supposed to remember.
I feel like it would be a bigger scene like the beginning where Colt keeps messing up, and it's like you gotta remember.
And then it ties in at
It's
the end.
weird
The
because they
thing,
bring it
the
up in
lesson.
the baseball scene, but there's nothing that's a precursor before that.
Well,
like
what I would love is like going back to like that being like maybe the big lesson that you're supposed to learn. Colt is like supposed to learn this thing. But in the beginning, we learned that it's just kicking people in the nuts. So it's like we're doing this gun barrel, and then it's Colt kicking that guy in the nuts. He's like, "Whoa!"
And Grandpa's like, you remembered.
he pukes in the cave, like, or like it's the whole Target thing again. And he's like, just imagine it bigger and bigger and bigger, and then to the point where it's this guy's crotch and it's as big as him, and he just like hits him. He's like, ah!
Well, I was gonna say it's like that. It's gonna be like
He's ralphing.
It's gonna be like the our Footloose remake, where he kicks the guy in the balls, and then when he kneels down, he just takes the blade and like slits the guy's throat. Oh my gosh! Like, oh my god, Colt's a murderer.
And you turn it back to the VHS over, and you're like, oh, this is rated. It is rated R.
This was Guyver 2. We talked about how Guyver 1's PG-13 and Guyver 2 is rated R.
I always thought Guyver was rated R.
No, it's Guyver 2.
I want to watch that movie for this podcast.
Yes,
We watched it not too long ago.
It's awesome.
I remember that movie being
But
pretty
you
awesome.
cannot find an uncut version.
We should watch it for Martial Arts Month.
Oh yes,
That
that's
is
my
a
pick.
Perfect martial arts
All right.
movie.
That's my pick.
All right, Time Cop,
No,
Guyver.
not Time Cop.
Hey, if you
Oh
get
my
picks, I'm picking Time Cop. Anyway, let's finish this movie. So the villain's like, I'm sorry, we're
Yeah.
cool. He's like, yeah, we're cool. He's like, peace. So they
I would not be cool.
No, he just held a gun up to my grandkids.
No, I'm
right?
talking about the guy who held the gun. I'm like, dude, I just lost out on
You gave me
trillions of dollars.
no gold, and I got this cat scratch on the side of my
'cause you're
face.
a stupid jelly bean eating kid.
Yeah, what if he threw that jelly bean? It was like Tum Tum throwing the jelly bean in that gun
it
barrel.
would have done nothing. And
Yeah.
everybody would have been wasted.
It's like real quick.
And then it's like local business magnet is now a trillionaire
Yeah.
from finding this gold.
Grandpa
wall.
takes a jelly bean in the head. Like, we thought it was a bullet. But we pulled out a perfectly intact jelly bean from inside his skull.
It's like the CSI, like, sir, jelly bean.
Grandpa, like when the jelly bean goes
Jesus
through his
Christ.
head, like Grandpa turns around and look at Tum Tum, and the blood's just draining down his face into his mouth. He's like, oh!
But it's like
you see the jelly bean like imprinted in his
But
forehead.
it's
He's
like,
"Oh."
it's like part red for the blood and then part green from like the juice of the jelly bean.
Tum Tum, what is happening to me?
Oh god, it's like Last Crusade.
And he's having like last thoughts. So Grandpa puts like his hand to his face, like he's on the phone. He's like, and he starts talking to the kids. He's like, "Are you going to Japan with me?" He's like, "Are you going?" And he's like, he's walking around the cave. He's like, "Are you going with me? Are you going to Japan?" And everybody just watches in horror.
Remember your training. Remember your training. Remember your training. Remember your training. Like, what is going on?
So
Talking to the golden dragon on the wall. He's like, you gotta have the target, but imagine the target's bigger.
Are you listening?
Are you listening?
So they get home. They play the final. They get home in time to play the final baseball game.
Something to do with like they didn't realize it's
Time change.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
time change or whatever.
And they win the game just because Colt is able to envision the baseball looking like it's like 10 feet
It's
in
like
diameter.
massive.
Dude, I remember laughing at this as a kid because it looks like he's hitting like a giant ball.
It's like the equivalent of Sandlot when the beast is
Oh,
like
yeah.
rising
Yeah.
over the fence line. It's like that's
Yeah.
massive. It's like the same thing where it's like that is a comically large baseball. That's
It's
flying
ridiculous.
out.
But yeah, they win the game. They have like this little subplot where like Rocky has a new girlfriend.
Yeah.
Or no. Yeah, and then is it Rocky or Colt has a
I
new
think it's-
girlfriend?
I think it's
It's Lisa
Lisa Dan Marino.
Lisa Dan Marino.
Yeah.
I don't think that's what it is.
Marino.
Lisa Dan Marino.
I know it's not Lisa Dan Marino, but it sounds like Lisa Dan Marino.
Lisa Dan Marino.
Because Tum Tum says it like 9 times.
Yeah.
Like he's like, hi, Lisa.
Because they
Dan
do this.
Marino.
They do the same thing. Rocky loves Emily or something.
Yeah,
from
and
the first movie.
this is Rocky loves Dan Marino.
Well, then,
That's what
Rocky
from Ace Ventura.
Rocky loves Troy Aikman.
Lisa Troy Aikman.
Lisa Troy Aikman. Becky Emmett Smith.
It's football players.
So yeah, that is Three Ninjas. Oh, you got something?
What about the kid with the rat tail that gets his ass
Yeah,
kicked in the parking
reprising
lot?
his role from Three Ninjas. It's the bully from the first movie.
That's what Hanto said.
Is it really?
Yeah. He's got a rat tail this time. He's older.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Dude, the rat tail. How come that didn't take off?
Oh, it's back. I've seen it around.
Have you seen a lot of the 90s stuff is coming back
Yeah,
now?
I was at the
Rat Tail Convention?
Yeah, I was at that rat tail convention near town. No, I was at in Kansas City, and there's a lot of people wearing the mullet and rat tails. It was
baggy
crazy.
pants. I've seen
Baggy
a lot
pants,
of
I've seen
girls
baggy pants.
recently wearing they're back to wearing baggy pants. They call them 90s pants now.
Dude,
And I'm
it's like-
that makes me feel old.
Yeah, it's like a weird. It's like a hodgepodge of I feel like 70s, 90s, and
yeah.
like early 2000s
Yeah.
fashion or whatever is just like all mixed up.
They say it goes it goes in like loops.
Yep.
So
I have heard that.
yeah, I mean Junko jeans were around in 1940, I think.
Yeah,
And
parachute
then-
pants.
Yeah, and now they're just making their comeback. You know, they just go in loops. You know.
Yeah.
Are you
So-
serious?
No.
No.
So that is Three Ninjas Kickback. On Rotten Tomatoes, it has 15%. I'll go around and we'll figure out if we agree with that number. I'm gonna give it a 35%.
Oh wow, that's really high.
It's, you know what, it might be I enjoyed watching with you.
Yeah, I think
or
that's-
maybe it's tied to childhood
It
memories.
helps to watch it with
I
somebody.
totally agree. You know what, actually, it's a pretty good duo watching this with the first one. I bet it's a good double
Oh,
feature.
it's kind of fun.
Obviously, it's not as good as the first one, hence the 35%. But I wasn't upset I watched it. That's what be my review on the VHS. I wasn't upset I watched this. Matt, what do you got?
I'd give it a 25%.
Well,
okay.
even that feels high.
Really?
That feels really
what the
high.
hell are you giving this?
Yeah, what do you?
I mean, you go with your review
Okay,
first.
25% just for the fart scene alone is hysterical.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah.
So if there's 4 fart scenes in this, you would say
Oh,
100%.
Yeah, yeah,
100%.
100% for sure. Yeah.
No, this is like a 10% or like
Really?
15%. This movie's awful. I don't know
Yeah,
why.
but I'm watching it-
why did I pick this movie?
Yeah. I'm surprised we liked it more than you did. I feel like
it helped to watch it with people.
Yeah.
You, Chris.
Yeah.
But this movie is like kind of nonsensical. It is stupid. It's not meant for adults to
Yeah.
watch this.
Oh, for sure. I was trying to watch this with like
Yeah.
a kid mentality, and I remember watching this as a kid multiple times. So I
I
think
watched this a lot.
yeah. So
as
I
a
think it
kid.
did its job.
Apparently, we
In
watched
fact-
it a lot.
In fact, because I mentioned the main bad guy, he was in Shadow. I think that Three Ninjas Kickback and The Shadow were on the same VHS.
Oh,
I
really?
used to watch them back
Very
to back.
cool.
Really?
Okay.
This is one of those movies I used to watch all the time,
Okay.
and I remembered every scene for the most part.
I don't think I've seen the sequels.
I've seen part of Knuckle Up, and I've seen just a brief. The Mega Mountain one is stupid.
Okay.
That's probably
Yeah.
easily the worst one
Okay.
out of the bunch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I've only seen like one and this one.
Yeah.
Kickback. Like I remember them pretty fondly.
Okay.
You know, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'd say like 10-15%. This movie's stupid as hell.
Whenever you do that, I always go with the higher one.
Okay,
so
so
15%.
Yeah.
I think I'll go to a 25% because I'm thinking of movies I've rated like Friday the 13th Part 5. I think I gave like a 25%.
Did you? Oh, really?
Something like that.
Okay.
It was lower. But I think that was a better movie than this. So
Yeah, I would
don't-
watch. I'd watch New
Fine,
Beginning
yeah.
all over again.
So I would say, you know what? I'll stick with a 20% on this. Matt, you're gonna stick with 25?
I think I'll be like 20 to 25%.
That
I'm
is
looking to give it.
That's surprising.
I'm looking about like giving it like a star. On
Okay.
Letterboxd.
Okay, that's
so that's
fair.
20%.
That's fair.
Okay, so 20%.
Yeah, star is probably what I
Yeah.
do.
It's a movie.
Yeah.
I can't like. It wasn't like. Usually, I feel like when you give something like a star,
Yeah.
it's like you hated it, and you're like, what
Yeah.
if you're like, what a chore to get through. It really wasn't a chore to
Not
get
at all.
through.
And I thought it was
We've
gonna
watched-
be.
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't
We've
really.
watched worse movies on
We
here
watched
where-
chore movies before.
I would
for
say
sure.
there's only one movie on Letterboxd. I'm on Letterboxd, and I review everything that I usually watch. There's only one movie that I just like refused to give any star because it was so bad.
What was
And
that?
so it's on Shudder, and it's like a fraternity prank, like gone wrong or whatever, and it's like a horror movie.
Yeah.
But
that summed it up.
But get out of here, man.
I was like
But
that.
this movie,
Terror Train?
Three Ninjas.
Yeah.
I'll figure it out.
Okay.
Three Ninjas Kickback is at least better than that. So I feel like
Okay.
that's like my gauge of like,
Okay, that's valid.
you know.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's what I mean. It's like movies you just hated. You're like,
Yeah.
This was so hard to get through. Like you guys had a good time watching this together.
Yeah.
So it's weird when you're like anything above.
That's why I'm
like-
surprised. Like you watched it by yourself. I'm surprised you gave it higher than me.
I am too, actually.
Yeah, because like, and I won't say what movies that have been like really hard for me to watch on here because one of them was a viewer request, and I won't say it because I don't want to.
That's fair. That's
lose
fair.
The viewer,
I agree.
but it like that one that was like okay, that was a chore to watch.
Oh, I know what it was.
Yeah, this one.
He's not
wasn't.
going to be offended.
Okay, that ooh. Woo-wee. That was a rough one, man. I had to watch, and I watched it with Chris.
Can I tell you what it is?
No, we'll talk about it off
Okay,
podcast.
we'll talk about off podcast.
Secrets.
But yeah, I think this was I was a little nervous watching this. I'm not upset I watched it.
I don't, to be honest, if we do Wild Card again like this,
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd ever pick any of the other movies.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. Okay.
If you guys want to, that's fine.
Okay.
I'll still watch it, but I think I'm done.
Okay, that's understandable.
Got it out of your system.
I'm sorry.
So that's going to wrap up Wildcard Month. Coming up, we have Black History Month, and we're doing it with a twist because we're doing all black superhero movies. And I've announced all three before, so I'll just announce all three again. We are starting off the month with the Damon Wayans classic, Blank Man, which I have not seen in a very long time.
It's been a while.
I think this is a watch together one because I have not seen this.
Yeah, I would watch this together. With
Yeah,
you
this
guys.
one, it's been years since I've seen it. You know what? I'll just tell you the first one from now. We'll just start off with that. Blank Man starring Damon Wayans. We got actually a very wide selection. We
I'm
got
excited.
comedies,
Yeah,
we
I'm
got some
excited. I'm
actions.
excited for this month.
We got some dramas. We actually got 3 very solid movies, and I'm very excited to talk about them. If you have any requests or any feedback for future months or just in general, you can hit us up on Facebook, shoot us a message, or you can email us at
simplecult@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail on anchor.fm.
Yeah, and as always, thank you so much for listening. We love doing this. We hope you love listening to it. I'm Chris,
Matt.
And I'm Honto.
and we'll see you next time.